category and as the recipient of a Best on the Web award. Iris N., the Director of Executive Education at a New England college. Mentored by an inspirational leader, Iris found within herself the courage and conviction to help women business leaders develop the skills and confidence to lead at the highest levels in their organization. Iris's energy amplifies the energy of all those involved in her organization's renowned executive education program, allowing them to compete with much larger, better-funded universities. Michael O., the chief administrator for a small market hospital that was on the verge of extinction. Michael believes that patient care begins and ends at the point of contact with the nurses, doctors, and staff who face the public. He leads from the front lines where these talented people work. His personal truths were formed at an early age on the farm where he grew up, and honed in the grocery business where minuscule margins are the reality. The fine line between success and failure, he learned, is determined by the quality of service that the people under his leadership commit themselves to deliver. These leaders are real, they are special, and, unfortunately, they are rare. This book is for you whether you are a highly accomplished leader, perhaps the CEO of a large company, or an emerging leader who wants to understand how the best leaders infuse valuable energy into their organization. This book will tap the power of their resonating energy inside you, an asset that, when leveraged, will propel you personally to new heights of leadership success. As important, when your amplified energy flows through your organization, your business and your people flourish. This book is a step-by-step process that explains how to drive your amplified energy into your culture to make your organization a high-energy culture. The intensive, experimental 5-year leadership development program I was involved with demonstrated that this phenomenon is possible with any leader so inclined to develop himself. I know this because through our own Leadership Development Institute, we saw people who were committed to their own development transform themselves into great leaders. This means you can too. Energy emanates from one extraordinary leader and resonates through other leaders, permeating the entire organization. In every organization, a business, a department within a business, an athletic team, a volunteer organization, a government, a school, a hospital, or a family, resonance begins with the leader and must be sustained by the leader. Although the energy is innate, the leader creates resonance through the clarity of his personal truths, the atmosphere in his organization, and his powerful, timely, and effective communication. Only when the leader's behavior and words are aligned with his core personal truths does energy begin to resonate and have a stimulating effect. To prolong the effect, resonance must be intentional and pervasive and be deeply embedded throughout the organization. Embedded, resonant energy becomes powerful, and the organization in which it is present reaches the pinnacle of its potential and becomes a high-energy culture. When resonant energy permeates the culture of an organization, starting with the leader and flowing through other key members, internal and external, it creates a synergizing effect. This effect brings out the potential of all the individuals it impacts within the organization: customers, employees, vendors, investors. The leader of the high-energy culture is able to marshal the collective intellect and capability of all stakeholders and align them with his impassioned vision. In this culture, people are self-motivated to do their very best. Commitment in the high-energy culture is extraordinarily high. The people in this atmosphere of high energy flourish. The continued development of each individual in the high-energy culture has a higher return on investment than in organizations where this phenomenon is not at work, giving the high-energy organization an enormous competitive advantage. The synergy that results thus becomes the driving force for sustained, consistent high performance. There is enormous economic value to this high energy.